Japan's parliament early Saturday approved the controversial legislation, which means the country could dispatch its troops overseas to engage in armed conflicts for the first time in 7 decades. The move conflicts with Japan's war-renouncing constitution, which prohibits its self-defense forces from exercising collective self-defense. Over 90% of Japan's constitutional experts believe that the legislation violates the Japanese supreme law.
The legislation is unconstitutional. I objected. The legislation pushed the Japanese uses into wars. Japan must maintain good relations with other Asian countries. I object the offensive legislation with Abe passed. According to the Constitution, Japan is forbidden to either start a war or use force overseas. The contentious legislation makes Japan a country which can start a war overseas. Therefore, we come here to protest. Abe has continued to play up the fallacy of the so-called China threat, creating false impressions that China plans to attack Japan. I would not like to see the conflict with China.
The parliament's all-powerful lower house passed the bills in July. Under the newly enacted legislation, Japan will create a permanent law to allow its SDF to carry out logistical support missions for foreign militaries in international peacekeeping operations. The enactment came after major opposition parties' tactics to delay the upper house vote by filing censure motions against the prime minister and the chairman of a panel under the chamber. However, all of the motions were voted down as the ruling bloc secured the majority in both parliament chambers. At the same time, tens of thousands of protesters rallied around the National Diet building, demanding the prime minister's resignation and retracting the bills.